Welcome to our channel. Have you ever tried your hand at making Kenyan-style chapati? Or maybe you're a chapati connoisseur. Welcome to a culinary expedition that will take us from the warm kitchens of East Africa to your own home. Today, we're exploring the delicious world of Kenyan-style chapati, also fondly known as chapo. This soft, flaky, and chewy flatbread is a beloved staple in Kenyan and East African celebrations, typically savored with curries, tea, or eggs. What sets it apart, you ask? Well, it's the buttery magic of ghee, or oil, that turns it into a flaky delight, bearing a close resemblance to parathas. And guess what? We're not settling for just one variant. Over the next 15 minutes, we'll walk you through 5 mouth-watering, easy-to-follow recipes that will spice up your chapati game. So, are you ready to dive into the world of Kenyan chapati? Buckle up because we're about to embark on a culinary adventure. Number 1. Classic Kenyan chapati. First up, we have the classic Kenyan chapati recipe. This is the base, the foundation. Kenyan chapati, affectionately known as chapo, is the culinary equivalent of a warm, comforting hug. This soft, flaky, and chewy flatbread is a staple in celebratory meals across Kenya and East African countries, and it's not hard to see why. With its layers of buttery goodness, it's a treat that's hard to resist. Now, what sets the Kenyan chapati apart is the use of fat for flakiness. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about good old ghee or oil. This not only gives our chapati its signature flaky texture, but also adds a deliciously rich note that's simply irresistible. The process of making chapati is almost as satisfying as eating it. Start with a simple dough of flour, water, and a pinch of salt. Knead it until it's smooth and elastic, then let it rest. This is where the magic happens. After the dough has rested, it's time to roll it out and fold it, much like you would a puff pastry. This folding technique is what gives our chapati its unique layered texture. Once you've rolled and folded your dough, it's time to cook your chapati. Heat a pan, add a little oil or ghee, and cook your chapati until it's golden brown on both sides. The end result? A wonderfully flaky, chewy flatbread that's just begging to be paired with a hearty curry or a cup of steaming tea. Some folks like to compare Kenyan chapati to Indian parathas or Malabar paratha due to its flaky texture. And while there are certainly similarities, we like to think that our Kenyan chapati holds its own with its unique blend of simplicity and flavor. And there you have it, the classic chapati recipe, simple yet delicious. Number 2, the vegan twist. Now, for those of you who prefer plant-based meals, we've got you covered with our vegan chapati recipe. The vegan twist on the classic Kenyan chapati is simple yet transformative. It's all about swapping out the traditional butter or ghee with vegan butter or oil. This small change allows you to enjoy the flaky and chewy goodness of a chapati without compromising on your dietary preferences. The first step is to gather your ingredients. You'll need all-purpose flour, water, salt, and of course your vegan butter or oil. Then combine the flour and salt in a large bowl, make a well in the center, and slowly add water, mixing until the dough comes together. Once your dough is ready, it's time to knead. This is a crucial step in developing the gluten in the flour and giving your chapati its characteristic, chewy texture. So roll up your sleeves and get ready to work those arms for about 10 minutes. After the kneading session, it's time to let the dough rest. This allows the gluten to relax, making the dough easier to roll out later. While the dough is resting, you can take a breather too. Maybe grab a cup of tea or scroll through your social media. Once the dough is well rested, it's time to roll it out. Divide the dough into equal portions, roll each portion into a ball, then flatten it with a rolling pin. Then, spread a bit of your vegan butter or oil on the flattened dough and fold it into a triangle or a circle, depending on your preference. Next, roll out the folded dough again. This folding and rolling process is what gives the chapati its flaky layers. Once all your chapatis are rolled and ready, heat a pan and cook each chapati until it's golden brown on both sides, adding a bit more vegan butter or oil as needed. And there you have it, a vegan version of the Kenyan chapati, just as flaky and delicious as the original. Whether you're a vegan or just someone looking to try something new, this recipe is a fun and tasty way to shake up your cooking routine. Who said vegan food was boring? This chapati recipe is proof that it can be just as tasty. Number 3, the whole wheat way. Looking for a healthier option? Why not try our whole wheat chapati recipe? Whole wheat chapati, a wholesome, fiber-rich alternative to the classic Kenyan chapati, is a recipe worth exploring. The ingredients are simple, yet the result is a soft, flaky flatbread that doesn't compromise on taste or texture. To make these hearty chapatis, you'll need whole wheat flour, water, a bit of salt, and your choice of fat, ghee, oil, or even vegan butter if you prefer. The process begins just like the classic chapati recipe. Combine the flour and salt, then add water gradually, kneading into a soft dough. Next, you'll add your chosen fat to the dough and knead it again. This not only adds a layer of richness to the chapati, but also helps to achieve that sought-after flaky texture. Once the dough is smooth and well incorporated, it's time to let it rest. This crucial step allows the gluten in the dough to relax, resulting in a softer, more pliable chapati. After the resting period, divide the dough into equal portions. Roll each portion into a thin disc, cook on a hot griddle, and voila! You have your whole wheat chapatis ready to be served and savored. Choosing whole wheat flour over white flour brings numerous health benefits. Whole wheat is rich in dietary fiber, promoting good digestive health. It also has a lower glycemic index, meaning it causes a slower, steadier rise in blood sugar levels, making it a great option for those managing diabetes. Moreover, whole wheat flour is packed with essential nutrients like B vitamins, iron, and magnesium. So, you're not just switching to a tastier option but a healthier one too. In the grand scheme of things, it's these small choices that contribute to a healthier lifestyle. And what better way to start than by incorporating whole wheat into your favorite chapati recipe? Healthy and delicious, the best of both worlds with our whole wheat chapati. Number 4. The spiced up chapati. Fancy a little spice in your life? Then our spiced up chapati recipe is just what you need. Now let's get our hands dirty and dive right into the world of flavors and aromas. Our star of the show today is an array of spices. We're talking about fresh ginger, aromatic garlic, and a good sprinkle of cayenne pepper. The beauty of this recipe is that you can customize the level of heat to your liking. A little more cayenne for the daredevils, or perhaps a little less for those who prefer a milder kick. Now the procedure is very similar to our classic Kenyan chapati. Start by combining your flour, salt, and water in a large bowl. But here's the twist. We're going to infuse the dough with our beautiful spices. Grate the fresh ginger and garlic into the mix, and sprinkle in a pinch of cayenne pepper. Give it a good knead until all the ingredients are well combined and the dough is smooth and elastic. Once your dough is ready, let it rest for about 20 minutes before rolling it out into flat rounds. The resting period allows the dough to absorb the flavors of the spices, resulting in a chapati that is flavorful to the core. Next, it's time to cook our chapatis. Heat a non-stick pan or griddle, and cook each chapati for about 2 minutes on each side, or until they puff up and have golden brown spots. Remember to brush each side with some oil or ghee as it cooks to give it that classic flaky texture. And there you have it, folks. A spiced up version of the classic Kenyan chapati. Serve it hot with a side of your favorite curry, or enjoy it on its own. These chapatis are so flavorful, they're a meal in themselves, so are you ready to turn up the heat in your kitchen? With this spiced up chapati recipe in your culinary arsenal, you'll be the talk of the town. So go ahead, roll up your sleeves and let's bring some spice to the table. Spice up your life with this exciting chapati recipe. It's a flavor explosion. Number 5, the sweet surprise. Last but not least, we have a sweet surprise for you. The sweet chapati recipe. Prepare to be enchanted. This is not your everyday chapati. This is a delightfully sweet twist on the classic Kenyan flatbread, a treat that's sure to satisfy your sweet tooth. Now, let's get started. The base of our sweet chapati remains the same as the classic Kenyan chapati. We'll use the usual ingredients: flour, water, a touch of salt, and of course our secret ingredient for that flaky texture, ghee or oil. But here's where we take a detour from the traditional route. We'll be adding a sweet filling to our chapati. And what a filling it is! You can opt for shredded coconut stewed down with sugar to a delightful, sticky sweetness. Or perhaps you prefer a fruit jam, maybe strawberry or raspberry, or even a tangy marmalade. The choice is yours, and the possibilities are endless. To prepare our sweet chapati, we begin as always by making our dough. Once it's resting, we'll prepare our sweet filling. If you're using coconut, you'll want to stew it down with sugar until it's sticky and sweet. If you're using jam, well, just grab a jar from your pantry. Next, we roll out our dough, just as we would for a regular chapati. But before we fold it, we spread a generous layer of our sweet filling across the dough. Then we fold, roll, and cook our chapati as usual. The result is a flaky, sweet, and utterly delicious chapati that's a perfect dessert or a decadent breakfast treat. And there you have it, folks, a sweet surprise that's sure to make your taste buds dance. Play around with different fillings and make this recipe your own. Remember, the kitchen is your playground, and the chapati, your canvas. Satisfy your sweet tooth with this irresistibly sweet chapati recipe. It's a perfect dessert or breakfast treat. So, there you have it, 5 incredible Kenyan-style chapati recipes that you can try at home. We started our journey with the classic Kenyan chapati, a soft, flaky, and chewy flatbread that's a staple in celebratory meals across East Africa. The secret to its flakiness? A generous helping of ghee or oil kneaded right into the dough. Next up, we explored the vegan twist. Who said you need animal products to make a good chapati? With this recipe, we swapped out the ghee for vegan butter or oil, proving that you can have your chapati and eat it too, even if you're on a plant-based diet. Then we took a detour into the world of whole grains with the whole wheat way. By substituting white flour with whole wheat flour, we created a chapati that's not just delicious but also a tad bit healthier. A win-win if you ask me. Spice lovers rejoiced as we delved into the spiced-up chapati. With a few secret ingredients, we transformed the humble chapati into a flavorful explosion in every bite. It's like a party for your taste buds. And finally, we ended on a sweet note with the sweet surprise. Who knew a chapati could double as dessert? This one's a game changer, folks. Now remember, the perfect chapati is all about the dough. It should be soft but not sticky. And it should roll out easily without tearing. And when it comes to cooking your chapati, a medium heat is your best bet. You want it to cook evenly, puffing up into that beautiful, flaky flatbread we all know and love. Good luck in your chapati adventures, and remember, practice makes perfect. For more food and drinks tips and recipes, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Tell us about your thoughts in the comments section. Check out our other videos for more culinary inspiration. We love you. Until next time, keep cooking, stay adventurous.